Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Hayley and Allyson, although technically today it is the Allyson and Will Good Morning
Good morning.
Show. We are so delighted to have you with us this morning on Backchannel. Backchannel is the only place to listen, watch, and chat with your hosts live here on the shows through your Echo or any of your devices. You can also head to backchannel.tv to chat with us through your phone. And you can also leave us a little review once you get into the show with us. Just feel free to let us know what you think. What is today? Today is January 14th. I don't
Friday the
even know the day.
14th.
Friday the 14th.
It's like Friday the 13th, but not as spooky.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a day
and
later.
you don't have to worry about anything going wrong. It's going to be good luck all day. I believe Friday the 14th are good luck days, aren't they, Will?
Let's declare it. Today is going to be a lucky day.
Today's a good luck day,
Buy the lottery
everyone.
ticket. Do whatever else. Tell your crush you like him, because today's a lucky day.
Today's the day. Tell your crush you like them. I love that. You should.
It's very high school.
Tell your crush you like them. Write them a note. Pass it during math class. Because
will you go out with me? Tick yes or tick no.
Yes or no. I love it. Oh, Talk said, good morning. Good morning. Well, today talked. Is that Doug? Doug, I believe that is you going under Talk today. Hayley is not here, so it's Will and Allyson. You're saying good morning to.
Taken over. I'm the representative Brit on today's show.
You are.
I'm very excited about it as well.
I'm so glad you are. Yes, it is done.
It is, dear.
Yes,
nice.
It is. Yes, it is.
So today is going to be a lucky day. We're just manifesting luck today.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It is a lucky day. Because it's Friday, and we were just saying how excited we are. Today feels like a Friday, doesn't it? The week is done. I felt like it should be done on Wednesday, which was my first day back on the show.
Let me tell you, I was done with the week on Wednesday.
It's just, it's going so fast in January, and yet every day just seems long. Right?
It still feels like we've got 6 more weeks of January left.
Yeah. It really does. It really does.
But
we're getting there. We're cruising through January, everyone, which is good. I like getting January out of the way because I refer to January as the don't forget you're fat and lonely month because every advert is, join this dating app or you better get to a gym. So January is the don't forget you're fat and lonely month, everyone. So let's get out of it.
Thanks for the reminder advertisements.
Yeah.
I didn't need that. I already knew that.
You're young and you're single. Do you do a lot of dating apps, Will?
I'm on all of them. All of the dating apps. With varying levels of success.
Yeah.
I've met some people in the past of apps, although most of my boyfriends I met through knowing
real life, through knowing
the
them.
real world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think deep down inside, people still long for that real world connection, right? Bumping into someone at a grocery store but I skipped the world of apps, right? I never really got into dating apps because as we discussed, I'm 117 years old. I'm not that old. But yeah, so I didn't really go through apps. Oh, Doug, Doug doesn't do dating apps. I think you said they're too risky, but they're too whiskey. They're too whiskey for you as well.
Be.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, I miss that whole world. So sometimes I think how exciting it would be. Am I wrong? Am I wrong to think it's an exciting world?
It can be, Allyson.
Yeah.
My darling, I'm sure you would have a myriad of successes on dating apps. If you actually match with somebody or connect with somebody or whatever, and you strike up a conversation, that can be quite fun. It can be quite exciting to chat with people, but a lot of the time is spent trawling through, swiping or whatever, reading people's profiles. It can be it can get a bit boring.
Can get a bit more. Someone told me one time too, if you're going to get into the world of app dating, you really got to commit. The amount you got to put time into it. You got to schedule time like it's part of your life, and be like, all right. And I think that's a good rule of thumb because if you're not willing to put in the time to find someone, when are you going to have the time for that someone?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I think. Doug is talking to us. Oh, Doug, you just joked about your girlfriends. How many girlfriends do you have, Doug? I'm
imagining one for every day of the week.
Well, that would be exciting, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be exciting? I mean, there are
If
some
I
people
know
who
Doug and I don't, he's like a man with a lot of girlfriends.
he is a man with a lot of girlfriends. Well, listen, we're not going to spend the whole day talking about dating apps. Don't worry, everyone. We're not going to do that. But we do have an excellent show. But before we get into what's going on with our show today, January 14th, we have some birthdays. Hey, some famous celebrity birthdays. Always exciting. Because it is Capricorn season, everyone. What is the sign? What is the animal for Capricorn? Do we know? Is it a
Oh, I
ram?
don't know, but I'll look up.
Yeah, I think it's a ram. I might be wrong. Um, are there Capricorns out there? Let us know if you're a Capricorn listening. Doug, Nathan, either one of you Capricorns? I am curious. Famous birthdays, though, as we're finding out what the animal is for Capricorns. Famous birthdays today. We have David Grohl, 53 years old, looking good for 53.
Yeah, did you call him David? Dave Grohl? David
I
Grohl?
did. I
Yeah.
called him David. I'm
Very
his
formal.
mother. I'm his mother, David. David Matthew Grohl. No, that I don't know if that is his middle name. Dave Grohl, 53. Jason Bateman, one of my all-time favorites. I mean, he is so funny, such a humorous actor, so good in everything he does. 53 as well, looking good, Jason. I love him.
Yeah.
Arrested Development. Did you get into that when it was on air?
Arrested Development. No, I've not seen that one.
Oh my God, you got to watch Arrested Development.
Wait, which one's Arrested Development? No.
That is the one with the crazy family. They run a business. Oh, you've got to watch it. Jason Bateman is fantastic in that. Yeah.
Okay, I'll add it to the
Arrested
list.
Development. Yeah, you will really enjoy it. You'll really enjoy it. And then Holland Taylor, 79, feeling
Gorgeous.
fine. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, Holland Taylor. So those are our famous Capricorn birthdays for today. What is the Capricorn animal? Did we find out?
Yeah, it's the sea goat. It's a goat. It's like a ram. You were right.
It's like a rat,
goat.
but the sea goat.
It's called the sea goat, a mythological creature with the body of a goat and the tail of a fish. Which seems inconvenient in both land and water. Do you know what I mean? Like, that
Yeah.
sounds like a lose-lose situation.
That's rough. That's goat and fish. Those are
Top
I
half
wouldn't-
goat, bottom half rubbish. No.
that.
No, thank you. Not interested.
You're not
me-
interested in the fishy bottom?
No. I'm never interested in a fishy bottom. Give me like bottom half horse, top half man. Like, that's something I can probably get on
Oh,
board
like a
with.
centaur. You're
Yeah,
into
yeah, yeah.
centaurs? That's yeah.
But like bottom half fish, top half goat? No, thank
Bizarre. Well, this is wonderful. Okay, so also on this day in history. So let's be honest, everyone. Hayley is really good at like keeping things moving along. I am. Will's gonna help me because I'm the talker. I just talk.
you. Do you know what? Hayley's gonna watch the show back and be like, why are they talking about sea goats?
Yeah, she's
Like,
gonna be like,
it's 8 minutes in, they've already lost the plot.
Allyson hasn't
the
even
reins
done
are
a
gone.
breakdown of the show. What is she doing? What is she doing? I don't know. I'm looking between things. I'm trying to talk to Doug. I'm looking at this. It's a lot of work, everyone.
There's a lot going on.
It makes me appreciate Hayley even more than I already do, and I appreciate her a great deal. Yeah,
We love
great
her.
deal.
Okay. On this day in history, then.
Yes, on this day in history. Get me back on track. 1970, on this very day, and in 1970, Will, guess how old I was in 1970?
Was it a young 15?
I was a young 15 in 1970.
Like not an old 15.
No, young 15.
Okay.
15. 1970, on this day, Diana Ross and the Supremes, come on, one of the all-time best groups ever, staged their final concert as Ross embarked on a solo career. So on this day in history, last performance as the Supremes before she became Diana Ross, the solo artist.
Wow. A momentous occasion for her career.
It is. Do you know much about Diana Ross? Do you know many of her songs, Will?
I would say that I know little to nothing about Diana Ross.
That's great. I'm going to send you a bunch of Diana Ross songs. Yep.
Please do. The most I learned about Diana Ross is I think she was like a guest celebrity or somebody like last week or earlier in the week.
Yep.
Or she was in a game that we were playing. And that was the most that I knew about Diana Ross in that moment.
Wow. My guy, all these songs, you don't know them, do you? Oh, Will,
I'm
you
sorry,
are
Allie.
no, don't be sorry. I'm so pleased that I get
It
to work with someone so young that doesn't even
It's an
remember.
opportunity. Let's think of it as an opportunity to educate me about the wonders of Diana Ross.
Well, that's what this is. We do a vice versa. You teach me about what's going on with the Ute, and I teach you about Diana Ross. It's a great exchange.
Yeah, okay.
We work well together. So
My
yeah,
personal on this day in history, 12
yes.
years ago today, so 2010,
Hmm.
I posted on Facebook, my emoticons aren't working on MSN with a little
Sad
colon
face.
closed bracket sad face. So sad day because I couldn't get emoticons like the precursors to emojis, like the emoji's younger cousin. They were working for me on MSN. It was a very sad day.
I we are very different. Our lives are very different. I wow. Yeah, I am 117. That is for sure, everyone.
It's not true.
Did you know today? Okay, also special day. Today is National Dress Up Your Pet Day, everyone. That's right. National Dress Up Your Pet Day. I tried to find a picture of my little bear, my little boopy, as I call him. We dressed him up as a security guard a couple years ago because he's so tiny and little. We put him in a big
Yes.
security jacket. Couldn't find the picture, but it was adorable. Have you had pets in your life? Will, have you had pets in the past?
I'm not from a pet. Excuse me. I'm not from a
Mhm.
pet family. We had one rabbit. It was technically my sister's. Circa 2010, 2011 ish.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe even earlier, and that was it. But I'm a pet guy. I like to walk. I like to see the dogs walking in the park whenever I go for a walk. But I think I'm a cat person
Are
personally.
you? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's your thing. My best friend is a cat person. She has 2 rag dolls. They're beautiful.
that's cute.
Um, but it is hard to dress up cats. I will say that. Dogs a bit easier. And I love the costumes. You ever see the dogs that have the hands on the side so it looks like they're oh my gosh, I love the Ewoks. I
It's
see
too
little
cute. Yeah.
dressed up as Ewoks. It's the cutest thing ever. So, for all of you who have costumes for your animals, today is the day. Bust them out, dress them up. Let us know if you have a pet and if you like to dress them up as anything. Doug, Nathan, do you have pets? Do you like to dress them up? How adorable! Let me know what costumes you have for them. Yeah, let us know if you're a pet and you like being dressed up. Also, let us know. Just
If you have a favorite costume,
if you have a favorite costume, let us know. And how can those pets let us know, Will? What are the ways they can communicate with us?
so what you have to do is, if you're watching on an Echo show, if you can see me and Ali, we've got like this little black and white thing going on today. I'm a big fan of it. If you can see all of that, what you have to do is say the name of your device. We're not going to say it because it's going to get her upset. She's going to
She
start
gets
kicking off.
angry. She starts yelling. Yeah.
I'm going to call her Perexa. You have followed by the magic word, which is say. So you have to say Perexa. Say, Will, have you been working out? Perexa. Say, oh my God, Ali, your hair is just so gorgeous. Perexa. Say whatever you want.
Yeah.
And we'll see that, and we'll see it in the chat, and we'd love to talk to you. If you're watching anywhere else, if you're watching on an audio-only device, or on YouTube, or on Twitter, you can go to backchannel.tv on your phone, and you can engage with the chat that way. Dead easy, dead straightforward. We love to hear from you.
Yeah. And it's not just us. It's not just us that want to hear from you. Listen, we've got shows all day long. We have 12 hours of content now for you all, people. It is a fabulous lineup. So right now you have us after us, yeah, which is 6 to 8. We're your morning glory. And then 8 to 9, we have Live Every Day with Liv Harrison. 10 to 12, we have Jam and Renee. New show, very exciting. So check that out. 12 to 2, we have the fantastic Anthony Davis Show. 2 to 4, it's your classic Your Pal Hal with Hal Rudnick. And 4 to 6, we have Mario Smith, another new one. So lots of new content coming up all the time, which is very, very exciting. But let me know I'm going to let you know. Let me know. Let me know what's coming up on today's show, everyone, because I don't know. No, what is coming up on today's show? Well, I'll tell ya. Today on the Will and Allyson Good Morning Show, we've got some news stories, but not the regular news stories, some fun stuff we want to talk about. We've got our classic one-star movie review. We've got our agony auntie section where Will and I are your beautiful aunties giving you advice. And then we ended off with our classic True and False.
You have reached the Hayley and Allyson Show with producer Will.
Yes, and that is my mother, everyone, introing the show because we love Vicky's voice. I miss it already. I called her yesterday. I've been away from home for 2 days, and my mom was like, "How are you? What's going on? What's new?" I literally called her. I was like, "Well, I've slept a couple of days. I've eaten some food. That's all I got for you, Vicky."
Not a lot to catch up on.
No, I can tell you though, her shoulder is still hurting. Everyone, if you were concerned, that is a thing. Doug, your mom does pretty good with that. Yeah, she is. She likes to keep up with me. She's always keeping up with and she's great with the intro. I do appreciate that, Doug. She loves to talk. My mom has what she calls the gift of the gab. I get the gift of the gab. I call it never shuts up. But it is quite a talent that I think has passed down a little bit to her daughter. Okay?
Chatty family, we like that.
We are a chatty family. And speaking of chatty families, we're going to use my chatting skill. Oh, Doug says his mom likes to talk too. What mom doesn't like to talk? Does your mom call you a lot, Will? Is she a chatterbox? Does she like to check up on you?
Probably not. My mom probably wishes that I would call her more.
I think all moms do. Yeah.
We're a video call once a week type of family, and we'll just like bash it all out in an hour, and then we won't talk to each other for a week. We might send like a meme or something throughout the week in the WhatsApp group, but yeah. Well, I can do it all in one go, kind of people.
Your parents send memes.
They try their best. My mum and
Aww.
dad, when they first started, when we first started our family WhatsApp group, they were on a walk in the Great British countryside, and they said, "Oh, we took this selfie on our walk. Here's the selfie that we took. It was a picture of a tree. There were no people in it. There's just no people. It wasn't that somebody else had taken the picture of them. It wasn't a picture of other people. There were no people. It was just a tree."
Here's the tree. This is evidence of us on a walk. Here's the tree.
We know it's a self. The keyword here is self. Anyway.
I love it. I love parents. I love their communication skills. Well, listen, let's use our communication skills now and move on to our first segment of the day, which is my personal favorite. I love this segment. And Will, you as well, I have to say, you're a very good advice giver. Now, Hayley always says she doesn't give good advice. She says she just likes to joke. But I think she's a good advice giver. I think we all give pretty good advice on this show.
I think Hayley gives very direct, practical advice. As some might interpret it as standoffish, rude, extreme. And you know what? That's the vibe that I'm going to be channeling today. When I co-host with Hayley, I try and think, what would Allyson say? What advice would Allyson give? Today, I'm thinking, what would Hayley say? What kind of advice would Hayley give? And that's the vibe I'm going to be bringing today.
She keeps it quick and efficient. Yeah, Doug says Hayley just tells it like it is. I agree, Doug. She does. I get emotional. I try to, get into the inner spirit of people. And Hayley's like, listen, this is what you got to do. So Will's going to be channeling Hayley. Before we get into this, we just always like to point out, though, as well, everyone, although we like giving advice, we like to hear your problems. Will and I are not professionally trained therapists. Not. We are not.
Nope.
Professionally trained therapists. We are hardly professionally trained radio presenters. So really, we are flying on a whim here. But what we do like to do is just offer some suggestions. We like to talk about some possibilities. We love to get input as well from listeners. So Doug, Nate, if you've got anything you want to share, maybe you have been through a situation and you've got some great advice for these people, by all means, please. Let's share. Let's communicate. That's how we get through problems in life, everyone, is by talking it out. So, without further ado, Will, hit me with our first problem. What do we got going on here?
Okay, this first problem comes from Leslie. Leslie's from Minnesota. She
Hi,
says,
Leslie.
everything is changing. Hi, Leslie. Everything is changing. My best friend is moving away, and there are big changes happening at work. The team is doubling in size, which means lots of new people. All this change is freaking me out, and I'm not sure how to deal with it. What should I do?
Oh,
How do you
Leslie.
deal with change?
Yeah, well, and I mean, look, we have been bombarded with change over the last couple of years. Everything has changed. The world as we know it. So I'm not surprised, Leslie. This is probably even residual from all the stuff that has happened over the last couple of years. Because also, I think we're getting what we call change burnout. Because so many rules have changed, we've been learning so much information so quickly about what's going on in the world that I think we're all a little exhausted. So I completely understand how you feel, Leslie. Your best friend moving away, that's hard. That's
Yeah.
hard. Look, when I moved to England, my best friend Jody, it was hard for us. We really struggled, but I can say what we did there was we made a promise to one another that we communicate minimum once a week. Okay. So even though you're at a distance, what you can do is really work to maintain a weekly catch up and put it in the schedule and make it as important as your job, because touching base with the people that you know and love you is so essential for your life. So that's the first you can do. All right. Yes, you'll be at a distance, but that doesn't mean you have to be apart. At work, well, this can be tricky, but I want you to look at it this way, Leslie. Change isn't always bad, and maybe something will change to make your work environment even better. Maybe there will be new people that you love. Maybe there's a new friend. I'm not saying to replace your best friend, because no one will ever replace your best friend.
No.
But there might be someone at work that you meet. So really, right now, try to envision as many positive things that could be coming out of these changes and embrace it, because life is change, right? Even though we try to maintain things the same sometimes, no matter what, things change. Some things you can do. Okay, I'm going to sound really silly about this, but I think a little meditation, Leslie, a little starting off your day, having a few moments where, even if it's just a little breathing and silence and imagining a good day and what you want out of that day, helps you to prepare yourself for whatever the day does hold. What do you think, Will? Do you have any input on change and how to adapt to it? How to...
I mean, I know what it feels like when a lot of things change. It happens a
Yeah.
lot, and sometimes it can feel like everything is changing, and nothing is going to be like it was before. But you know what? Not everything is changing. Not every single thing is changing. So my advice would be is to kind of pinpoint the things that are staying the same, the little things. The Hayley and Allyson show is always going to be on from
6 to 8 a.m.
From 6 to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You
Yeah.
know, there's always going to be Cocoa Pops. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So pinpoint these things that are staying the same and kind of ground yourself in those. And think of those as like your anchor points. So, okay, there are new things that are happening at work, but when you get back from work, your favorite TV show's going to be on.
Yes.
Or it's going to be a new episode of your favorite podcast out.
Yeah.
You know, these are the things that are always going to happen, so they can be your anchor points to your
Yes.
ever-changing life.
Oh, I love that. I love the idea of anchor points. Will, that is so great. What great
I'm done.
advice.
I'm leaving. Come on.
That's great
Bye.
advice. Doug says sometimes you should put a positive spin instead of a negative spin on things. And I agree, right? Instead of being like, oh God, all this change scares me, and scared or not sure, replace with the word excite. I'm excited by this. This is an exciting alternative, things that are happening in my life. Another thing you can do just to put yourself into that positive frame of mind, and Doug, being positive is so important. This is what I like to do. I do gratitude lists. Do you do gratitude lists? Yes.
So if you might know me from my other show, Everyday Positivity with Kate Cocker, we talk about gratitude all the time.
Yeah.
Such a good one.
Because gratitude is the easiest way to put positivity in your life without trying to be like, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to be positive. It's hard to make yourself positive, but gratitude is a positive. It just puts you in that positive space. I do 3 things a day. So at the end of the day, I'll write 3 things that I'm grateful for. It could be my cup of coffee was perfect this morning, or, I'm grateful because my bangs looked good today, or my puppy gave me extra cuddles. Anything anything. I mean, the sun came out. It was a sunny day, which we don't get that often in the north. So
right.
whenever the
Yeah.
sun's out, anything that you can think of, that will help you a bit there. So I hope that has helped you a little bit, Leslie. And embrace change. Life is change. So yeah, thank you so much, Leslie, for writing in. All right, let's move on to the next one. Who do we have next here, Will?
Okay, this problem is from April from North Dakota. April said, I started dating a man over 3 years ago, but I didn't find out until recently that he was still married and had not finalized his divorce. Okay. Every time it comes up, we end up in an argument. What should I do?
Okay. You just found out that he is still okay, but he is separated.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, that's good. I thought you were going to tell me I didn't realize he was married. And,
Like it was like a second life type of thing.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. So look, so he has not finalized the divorce. Look, there can be a lot of reasons for that. It's not necessarily that maybe this person is still hanging on, or there are a lot of reasons why divorces take a period of time. So I hope that you have discussed it. And although it's a sensitive subject, you always have to remember that it can't be an attack. I bet you say, every time it comes up, we end up in an argument. What should I do? All right. Well, I think you need to look at things from a point of view where, have you discussed why it hasn't been finalized? I mean, that is something I'd want to chat about.
Because it could be something like divorces are expensive.
Yes.
And that could be
Yeah.
the reason why.
Yep. Absolutely. I mean, lawyers, I have a sister in Toronto, and it was hard. She went through, and I mean, it's quite a process. It's quite a process. And they even knew it was definitely time to like get out. But even though they were in agreement, it still takes a long time. So don't be thinking, April, that maybe this person is hanging on for some reason. And I mean, you've been dating a man for over 3 years. I guess you could use this opportunity to be like, look, are there any other things that we should talk about right now? Because I've just found out the divorce wasn't finalized. So maybe that's something you want to do and go, look, I don't want to fight, but I just want to make sure we are on the same page. We have discussed everything.
Because you never know. Like, if there are skeletons in your closet, April, that you're like, oh, like it's been this long and I've still not told him that I secretly don't like cheese, then this is your opportunity to like, look, you're still married, I don't like cheese. Now all the cards are on the table. You know what I mean?
It's
the opportunity to get your skeletons out of the closet as well.
Yes. And Doug, I like this. Doug says if he has a disagreement with sometimes when he's in the argument, he will stop, walk away, and then revisit it later. I agree with that. When things start to get heated, nothing is going to get resolved in that moment, right? If you're having a rough moment and you're in an argument with someone, just stop, because nothing is going to get resolved at that moment. I completely agree, Doug. Yeah. Will, did you want to say something?
I was going to say that I think Hayley would say, if I was channeling my inner Hayley, Hayley would say, like, drive him to the courthouse and leave him there until he signed the papers. Like, refuse to take him home until he signed the papers.
Be like, this is it. You're signing. You're done. That's exactly it. Hayley would say that, because Hayley
See, I thought so.
is practical and efficient, and Hayley would get a law degree and just finalize the divorce herself. That's what she go to school, get a law degree, and then odds are
right now.
you might meet someone else when you're going to law school. So I mean, look at it that way, April. Who knows? Also, April, the universe works in mysterious ways, right? So sometimes when something happens and we're frustrated about it, it can be a blessing. So there might be something good that comes out of just finding this out, realizing, having these discussions. So see this as a positive step forward, not a negative one. That's all I can say. That's what I got for you, April. I think that's some good advice from me, Will, and Doug.
Yes.
We're all there for you. All right, next problem. Let's move on.
Should we do one more?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Here is our last one. This is from Ronald from Washington, who says, our adult daughter has announced that as soon as restrictions allow, she's going to quit her job and travel the world with a group of friends, most of whom don't need to work. I understand the urge after recent events, but worry about what she'll be left with when she gets back. How can we get her to take her future more seriously?
Okay, Ron. Thank you for sharing this with us. And I understand you are concerned with your daughter. Um, Here's the thing, Ron. I think your daughter is still, I mean, especially after everything that happens. Okay, I get she wants to travel the world. She wants to see some things before something else happens. She's worried that maybe she won't get the opportunity. And Ron, I want you to think about your life. And we've talked about this before. Once you settle in, once you get that job, odds are you're not going to be able to take those breaks and travel the world and do these things. So part of me is like, I understand why she's thinking now is the time. Now is the time. Maybe she's not that happy at her job. Look, if she's willing to quit the job and move on and travel the world. Also, I think people never see travel as gaining experience. When you travel, you are gaining experience that will benefit employment as well, right? It's not just a personal journey, very important to have the personal journeys. But the thing is that she goes through the people that she meets. Who knows? There could be a job somewhere in the world waiting for her that it is an amazing opportunity, even better than what she has here. And I just think she's going, look, I don't want to wait. I want to do these things. So Ron, I would say maybe have another full conversation with her about what it is she wants out of this trip. Why does she want to travel? And really, really listen and try to set the worry aside and think about all the potential positive things that could come out of this experience. That might make you feel a little bit better. Also, maybe you can put in some like checks and balances. All right, you want to travel the world? Okay. How are we going to do this so I feel safe, so we know that, you're okay? But I understand why she's there, Ron, and I really want you to think about your whole life and, like, maybe before you were married, before you had her, are there some things that, I often think you wanna live your life without regrets. You wanna do all the things you can do while you can. So, I get why your daughter wants to do this. I understand why you're nervous because 'cause you're a parent and you love her and you just want the best out for her, but maybe approach it from looking at it like, "What if this was the best thing for her?" Think of all the things that could come out of it. Will, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want her to have any regrets. You don't want it to like stay and then, oh, I wish I'd gone on this trip or whatever.
Yeah.
I think Hayley would say, go with her. If you're concerned about what's going to happen, tag along for the ride, Ron. You never know. Maybe you'll find something new on the way.
That's actually, I see you're channeling your inner Haley, but I like that idea. Ron, maybe you should be like, you know what? I've always wanted to go to Australia. I'm going to meet you in Australia. I'm going to meet you in Australia.
I'll see you
I'm
there,
going to check in
daughter.
on you. And then when you go to India, I've always wanted to go to India. Maybe there are some places where you could go, we want to go there too. We're going to go check up on you. Um, or do like a weekly, oh my God, this is hilarious, but you could do like a weekly check-in list, right? Did you fill out your weekly check-in list, honey? Who have you met? Are there any job opportunities in this country? What have you learned from being? I mean, you could do that. You could be like, look, we just want to have some checks and balances. Also, that's a great way for her to keep record of her trip because a lot of times people travel and they never actually write down or make records or say what has happened on these trips. So, I mean, that might be a good opportunity, Ron. Nice communication between the two of you as well.
One of my favorite things is my my camp diary.
Yes.
It's not a camp diary, but when I did Camp America, when I worked in summer camp, I kept a little journal every day, and it's one of my favorite things. Because there's no way I would be able to remember everything that happened because the days were so busy. So now I can look back on it.
It's also a nice way to see like where you were at as a person at that time, I had a friend realize that they had, this is sidetrack, but they had a little bit of seasonal affective disorder because as they looked back through their journals over the years, they were like, oh, I really got, a lot of the journal was like, oh, I'm a little depressed or I'm not, and it was always in the same sort of months. And after he looked back a few years, he was like, oh, look at that. Every time of the year at that time, I get a little, so he realized there were things he needed to do to pep himself up. So I think keeping records of travels in your life, very important, Ron.
My dad, as a final word, my dad is a fastidious journal keeper. He writes in his diary every day. He says it just to he says that he does it just to keep track of the football scores, but it's everything that they get up to. And he loves, every time I see him, he loves going, especially at like birthdays and Christmas. Oh, guess what we did this day 4 years ago? He's like his own living, walking, talking Facebook memories. He's like, oh, guess what we did 4 years ago? Guess what we did this day in 2016? He loves it.
Oh, I love that about your dad. See, Will, this is why you've turned out so well. You have such well-rounded parents. You have such Ron, use this as an example. See, this is what you can get when you're a journaler and good communicator. You get a kid like Will. What a blessing. So I hope that helped a bit there, Ron. I hope that helped a bit. I see Sandra has just joined the stream. Good morning, Sandra. We are just finishing up our agony aunt section. We're so glad to have you here. And that sums up our agony aunt section. I think we did some good work today. And Doug, thank you so much for your input today. That's lovely. Because like I say, the more input we get, the better for these people. Right? Right, Will?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Problems solved, experiences created, good times had.
Yes. And I learn a little bit more about you whenever we talk about problems, Will. And I really love that. I love learning about you. I'm grateful for Will. That's my number one thing on my grateful list.
On your grateful list. That's funny.
Yes.
Okay. Let's move on to... I'm not going to call it the best feature I've ever created, but I am quite proud of this feature. It's called the 1-star movie review. And what's going to happen is that Ali is going to act out some reviews that people have left online where they've given 1 star to a movie. So this might have been a great movie. This could be the best movie in the world. But these people, they didn't like it. They gave it 1 star.
Yeah.
And what I want you to do is to guess what movie these people have left 1 star for. And the way that you can do that is you can use the word say when you're talking to your smart device, and then followed by whatever you think the movie is. So you might say, device name, say Shark Tale. It's not Shark Tale. Alternatively, if you're not watching on a device with a screen, you can go to backchannel.tv and you can join the chat that way. Okay, Ali, are you ready for your first...
I am ready. I am ready. So the other thing too is Will gives me, like he said, he wants me to act it out, but he gives me characters, because we feel these people who write 1-star reviews, like we said, it could be a great movie. They just have some unresolved anger and issues, and they have nowhere to channel it. So they do it in these reviews. So you can get the full feel. Will's going to give me fictional characters. So as I read these, we get more of a strong feel. So again, these are fictional. These are real reviews, but the characters we are creating are fictional. So, Will, how would you like me to read this first review?
Okay, this first reviewer, the first person who left this review, she's called Sandra, and she's in line at the pharmacy to pick up her hay fever medication.
Okay, yeah.
And she's getting impatient.
Okay.
She's been there for a minute.
Sandra, there to get her hay fever medication, and she's getting impatient. All right, here we go.
The musical is so much better. She's bunged up because she needs her hay fever tablet.
Yeah.
The musical is so much better. Flows so much smoother. God, this line is long. In the musical, the main character is definitely clueless when she gets to Harvard. In the film, she is clueless throughout the entire thing. Plus, it's so obvious they took the scenes from the musical and tried to make something original out of it, which is a terrible idea when the musical is perfect in the first place. I wish I was first place in this line. God, the whole dinner scene at the beginning went on far too long, and it felt awkward, kind of forced as well. I'm going to force my way to the front of this line. I need my hay fever tablets.
There we go. Thank you.
I admire your dedication to that role, Allyson.
I pinched my nose the whole time, everyone.
Yeah, and you sounded like you needed some hay fever meds.
I did. Thank you. So, I mean, we've got quite a few cluelesses in this first read here. So there's a musical. About this movie, right? Apparently, they liked the musical better. There was a dinner scene at the beginning, which went on for far too long, apparently.
Yeah. She gets to Harvard at some point.
She gets to Harvard. Very exciting. I'm trying to think what else. I think those are the main things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Those are the main things. So if you think you might know what it is. Oh, Tim's with us. Good morning, Tim.
Hi,
so
Tim.
Tim has made a guess. Excellent guess, Tim. We're gonna let some more people take a guess here too. So let's read our second 1-star movie review. Will, how would you like me to read? Or Tim, Doug, Nathan, anyone who's out there, if you have a way you would like me to read it, by all means, just let us know. Say to your device, type it in, however you want to get a hold of us, and feel free to give me some motivation if you want. But Will, give me some motivation.
In the meantime,
for the second one.
whilst you're thinking, I'll give you one. So the person who left this review, okay, they are the pilot of a cargo plane.
Okay, yeah.
And it's going down.
Okay, all right. This is really good. Okay, I'm the pilot of a cargo plane, and it's going down. All right,
It's heading south.
All right. That's the cargo plane going down.
Yeah,
I won't do that noise the whole time. But I used to believe all movies should at least be given a chance. The movie helped to change my mind on that. She doesn't like her first boyfriend. And guess what the plot is? To get a new one. And do you think she does it? Oh, I wouldn't ruin that special drama for you. This movie is straight out of the flops of the 80s. I was told this movie was funny and clever. I suppose this is probably from the people who used words like hip and funky fresh to describe movies.
Wow. That's good. I really felt the drama of that one.
Thank you. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I was trying. I was trying.
It was intense. So, what did we learn from this one? This guy did not like it. I assume it's a man. She wanted to get a new boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah. So the whole plot is, guess what? She tries to get a new boyfriend. Yeah. So she tries to get a movie. This movie is straight out of the flops of the 80s. Well, so they're kind of saying it has an 80s feel. Well, yeah.
Okay.
He was told the movie was funny and clever, but he didn't think it was. I disagree.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. I think that's the main thing is that the gist is getting a new boyfriend. She gets rid of the old boyfriend and wants a new one.
And needs a new one. I love the line. I suppose this is probably from the people who use words like hip and funky fresh. I would never describe a movie. Oh, I wouldn't describe anything as hip and funky fresh.
No.
Especially a movie.
No. But, my mom would say, no, even my mom wouldn't say hip or funky fresh.
I don't think anybody would.
No. Funky fresh? When was the last time?
Let's bring it back.
Early 90s, maybe funky fresh? Is that
Maybe.
early 90s?
I'm going to try and bring it back into our regular vernacular.
We're going to... vernacular, I like it. Funky fresh. Funky fresh is our new... Welcome to the Hayley and Allyson Funky Fresh Good Morning
That's
Show.
a 90s themed show. Incredible.
I would love that. Please put a lot of DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince references in there.
Okay.
Nightmare on My Street, best one. Okay, moving on. Next review. We've got one more here. Is it one more?
I think you might have skipped one.
Did I skip one?
I think maybe you did.
I did skip one. All right, let's go back. We got two more. All right. Do we have a motivation? Nobody's written in yet. That's absolutely fine. No pressure, everyone. But if you do think of a way you would like me to read it, I like to be challenged. That's all I'm saying. So, Will, what do you have for me? How should I read this next one?
Okay, so the person who read this review, the person who wrote this review, she's called Darcy. She's at a masquerade ball in Louisiana in the 1930s. Okay? And she's just seen a very handsome man from across the room.
Louisiana at a masquerade ball. Louisiana, is that in the 30s? Is that Southern?
Yeah, that's what I'm going. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. 1930s, Louisiana, in a masquerade ball. Okay, Here we go. Why, hi. I wonder if anyone knows what my costume is. I hope nobody can tell who I am. If you're searching for a lightweight comedy with some clever acting, then I recommend this movie. If you are searching for a film with any insight about overcoming stereotypes, then look elsewhere. Although the plot was predictable, there were some funny moments that I enjoyed. The main actress is a talented actress, both comedic and dramatic, and I look forward to seeing her in future roles. I wonder if anyone knows who I am while they're looking at me. But beyond the level of predictability comedy, no one should look for any depth in this movie.
In this movie, I do say.
I do my
I love
best. I
it.
do my best. Thank you.
Amazing.
Okay. So,
Did we
yeah.
learn that much from this review? I'm not convinced that we did.
I don't.
Um,
The
it's a
film
lightweight comedy.
Overcoming Stereotypes. I agree with that. There's a lot of talk about assuming the way people should be, stereotypes of people, because this person doesn't like being stereotyped, and she is changing. She wants to change, so people just don't look at her the same way and think she's this sort of person. So I agree with that. A lot of high school stereotypes are in this movie, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kinda?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Beyond the level of predictable comedy, no one should look for any depth in this movie. Well, I don't know. I think we're analyzing roles and people and who we are. So, but yeah, it's kind of a coming of age film, I would
It
say.
is
It's
a coming of age. They
Yeah.
go on these characters, they go on a journey. If you think you know what this movie is, like Tim's made a guess. You can say to your device, if you're watching on an Echo Show, a smart device with a screen, you use the word "say" and you can make your guess, or you can go to backchannel.tv and you can make your guess that way as well.
Yes. Yes, and please do. We love it. Tim is a regular. And Tim, you're always so quick. You're the first one to always jump in and guess these movies. We're very impressed with it. We're very impressed. But you still have a chance to also guess what this movie is. What is this movie that all these people are giving 1-star reviews for? We have one more review. So, Will, for the last review, how would you like me to read this?
This is a lot of fun. I'm enjoying this. Okay. Ali, you are selling fish at the market.
I'm a fishmonger, as we would say. Yeah.
You just got off the boat and now you've got to sell what you just caught to the people of wherever.
Okay. I'm gonna push the mic back a bit because we know people who sell fish like to yell about the fish.
They're not quiet people, are they?
They are not quiet people. So here we go. I'm a fishmonger selling fish. All right. How did this get greenlit? It features some of the most atrocious writing I have ever encountered. Not a single line or sequence that is legitimately humorous. Aside from one shot of a chihuahua all set up in a salon chair. All jokes either fall flat or are full cringe. Some actually don't even make sense. This is hardly any real conflict, at least none that follow logic. And this is no surreal film. Get your flounder.
I would definitely buy my fish from you, Ellie.
Thank
You're a very
you.
convincing salesperson.
Well, you know.
Chihuahua in a salon chair.
Yeah, she has a chihuahua. That'll help a bit. She's a chihuahua owner. Of course she is. Let's see. All jokes either fall flat or are full cringe. Some don't even make sense. Okay. Hardly any real conflict. Well, there's a conflict within. There's inner conflict, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, as she's changing and growing. But what is the film? Look, if you still don't know, we're going to give you a few extra little. This is what we call the spoon feed round. We're going to spoon feed you. Extra, get your flounder. Here we go. So, last few clues. If you don't have an idea after this, you come on, you got this. So, starring Reese Witherspoon, Luke Wilson, and Holland Taylor. As agreed in her contract, Reese Witherspoon kept all of her costumes after filming. Very smart, Reese
Lucky
Witherspoon.
her. Yeah.
I
Get
wonder
that
if
in
she
the
does that.
contract.
I wonder if she does that with all of her movies. That's brilliant.
Good tip.
Why wouldn't you do that? It got a 6.4 on IMDb, which is actually pretty high for an IMDb-er. Yeah. And it was released in 2001. But what is the movie? Tim has made a guess. We're going to give you a few more seconds to see if anyone else can get their guesses in. Will,
Have you
did
seen
you ever
this
watch?
movie, Ali? Yes,
have
I've watched this
definitely.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched this movie. It's a great movie. It's a classic.
It is.
It's it's not top tier cinema, but it's a good feel good film. It's a good popcorn movie.
It absolutely is. I think it's got some giggles. I enjoyed it. I think
Yeah.
it's a real quality flick. I really enjoyed it.
I think so too.
Yeah, it was
Should
cute.
we tell the people what it is, Ali?
Let's tell the people. Will, you go ahead. Let the people know what was the film we are talking about.
So it was, of course, Legally Blonde. So Tim, congratulations once again. Guessed the film within the first 3 minutes of the feature.
Which is really impressive. Literally, it's like the first review, and he's like, "Baba,
oh,
Tim.
Legally Blonde.
Tim, you're amazing at this." Like,
Maybe I need to make them a bit harder for Tim. Maybe I need
Just
to
for
go
Tim.
like, yeah, very obscure, maybe foreign language, that kind of thing.
ooh, Tim. Do you have a type of movie that? What's your favorite types of movie, Tim? That's what I want to know. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll start
What's
to
your-
find some films. Yeah. What are you
Yeah.
into? What are you
What's your
into?
favorite movie, Tim? That's the question I want to know. Everybody, what's your favorite movie?
Yeah, let
Let
us
us
know
know
what
in
your
the chat.
favorite flick is. What is your all-time favorite movie?
Can I give you my top 3? Is that allowed?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
The Truman Show
Oh, so good.
with Jim
Yeah.
Carrey, great movie. Good Morning Vietnam,
Oh, classic.
because it's
Yeah.
about radio and I'm a bit of a
Yeah.
nerd. And then something like Back to the Future.
Oh, Will, I'm so impressed by all of those. Those are excellent choices.
I think so. They're great movies.
And classics
yeah.
that stand the test of time. I think.
I think so too. Sometimes Ghostbusters is in my top 4, but
Oh,
today,
yeah.
that's why. What about you? I'll let you have top 3.
Yeah. Okay. Top 3. Well, we know my number one favorite movie of all time. Oh, Tim is ashamed to say. Don't you be ashamed to say this. His favorite movie is Pee-wee's Big Top Adventure. Oh, Big Adventure. Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Wow.
Do you even know who Pee-wee Herman is, Will?
No, I do not.
Oh my goodness, Tim, he doesn't know who Pee-wee Herman is.
Pee-wee, I'm gonna Google.
Yeah, he is. He was from the past. He was.
I've
he used
heard
to
the
have-
name. He's like a cartoon character.
No, he looks like a cartoon character, but he is an actual. Like he dresses up as this character, so it's a human. And he used to have a show called Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I don't like it. He looks creepy.
Will is creeped out. He was an interesting character. This is true. Oh wow, Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I love it, Tim. So my favorite all-time movie. I'm a horror fan. I love scary movies. So my number 1 is Nightmare on Elm Street, but number 3, Dream Warriors. I love that one. Another one of my favorite movies of all time, I would have to say, is Heathers. I love Heathers. It's a classic. I've watched it again and again. And then I would say for my third, gosh, what would be my third favorite movie of all time? It's hard. It's hard to
It's
narrow it down
tricky.
to 3.
Yeah.
Gosh, what would be my third? I got to think on that. I got to think on my
Okay,
third movie.
get back
I got to
to
come
this.
back to that. I got to get back to this.
In the meantime, we've got some news stories for you.
Are we going to move into the news stories now? Because Allyson babbles on too much about movies. But well done, Tim, again, for choosing Legally Blonde. That is absolutely correct. But now we will move on to the news stories. But again, here on the Allyson and Will Good Morning Show, we don't like to talk about the regular news, the news that is on the paper. We like to seek out stories that are a little bit obscure, maybe funny, something a little different, possibly positive, just different types of news because we're tired of all the doom and gloom.
Yeah.
So here we go. News stories today. First thing, I love this. In the Metro, we have found a story about, here we go, a hoard of more than 200 Roman coins were unearthed by a foraging badger, everyone. A badger was making his home in someone's back area. And normally pigs are the ones that have a good reputation for, finding truffles,
Yeah.
digging things up. But this badger was digging around, and some people were like, what is that badger digging at? What is he digging at? And they found some coins. So eventually they started to search the area, and there was more and more coins. So this badger actually introduced them to these coins are what, 200 years old? These are 200-year-old coins, I believe, that they have now found, which are probably worth quite a mint,
Mhm.
quite a bit of money. And yeah, so I mean, this is another species that technically we could say has a very lucrative talent. Digging has found these coins. It was in Spain, in northern Spain, and it is thought to be the largest find of its kind. Could you
That's
imagine that?
amazing.
That's
Of all of the
incredible.
things to find in your back garden, some ancient Roman coins, which are probably worth a fortune.
So much money. Thank you,
Thanks, Badger.
Badger. Also,
Amazing.
badgers, very interesting creatures. Never mess with a honey badger.
Oh no.
Honey
Stay
badgers
away.
are quite vicious, and they, yeah, badgers are a very, they look cute, they look lovely, but they've got claws. That's why they could dig and find 200-year-old coins, everyone.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
watch yourself with badgers. Will, I don't suppose you have a story for us. A story, possibly, as I pull up the show plan, possibly a story about a woman. We did some stories before about a couple who had to quarantine together
Yeah.
when they went on a date, and we have more stories like this.
This
Will,
is you know what? This is my favorite like genre of news stories at the minute. It's like it's because I'm not going on any dates, so I'm a little bit jealous about it. But it's like people who went on dates and then for some reason or another, they got stuck together. They had to like quarantine together or whatever. And this is another one. This one comes from China, and it's about this it was like a blind date, and it was happening in China. But whilst it happened, they got put into like a really fast lockdown.
Yeah,
But, like
as
there's a
they
huge
do in
spike
China.
in
It's
cases.
instant.
Lockdown
Yeah.
now. So they were stuck together for like I say stuck together. They were together for like 4 days. This is my device going off.
Oh, there's your device going.
Something I said upset my device. So on this date, the man had invited this woman. She just goes by her last name, which is Wang, which is the only way she's referred to in this story. She got invited to his house because he wanted to show off his culinary skills to her. But while she was there, they got put into this really quick lockdown, so she was stuck there.
And this is a blind date, so keep in mind.
So this is the first time they'd met each other. Wang said, because we didn't know each other very well, it was not so convenient for me to live at his house. No, it wouldn't be. She said she felt a bit embarrassed. And then they kind of started asking her, well, so it was the first day, like, okay, it wasn't what you were expecting, but you had 4 days together. It was, plenty of time to get to know each other. Like, how did it go? She said, besides the fact that he was as mute as a wooden mannequin, this is a quote from the woman, besides the fact he was as mute as a wooden mannequin, everything else about him is pretty good, she said. Apart from the big question, which is, how was his cooking? Because that was the whole reason she got into this mess in the first place. She said, despite the fact his cooking being mediocre, he's still willing to cook, which I think is great. And you know what? I can get behind that in a big way. I don't care how good your cooking is, as long as I don't have to do it. I'm in.
Yeah. Because if you're cooking, you're only going to get better over time, right? Because
Yes.
you can also assist people in getting a bit. But if they've got enough gumption to get up there and start cooking, great. That's
And if
great.
if they're gonna make me dinner, I'm here for it. And because I like not to blow my own trumpet, but I think I'm an alright cook. It's one of my hobbies. So I'd be like, oh, maybe next time you could just try this, and then gradually they get better, and I don't have to do anything.
Not to mention you got 4 days with this person. You're going to get a full, you're going to see what they do for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a few days in a row.
Yep.
Like, what is your full? This poor guy had her over for one meal, and then it was like, all right, 4 days. I didn't really plan for this, but do you
we
like
said
rice?
this.
We got a lot of rice here. More
Yeah, we've got a
rice?
lot
You
of
want?
emergency supplies? I said this before. The last time we talked about this kind of story, which is that sometimes it takes a minute to get to know somebody. Like maybe one date just isn't long enough. So maybe 4 days, you really get to know like their habits, what they're like at home, that kind of thing. So
Day 1, you're like, oh, he's real quiet. Day 2, oh, he opened up. Day 3, wow, he really talks. Day 4, shut up, no more talking.
get into the kitchen.
yeah.
Still,
The fact that she didn't have negative things to say really after 4 days, I mean, that's pretty
that's
good.
a good one.
That's pretty
Okay,
good.
Ali, you got
exciting.
another story for us?
Yes. Well, do you want me to do this one or do you want me to do the last one? Which one do you want me to do? Do you want to do soy?
Ali, do you have a story about a moose for us?
I do have a story about a moose. I have a great
Course you
story
do.
about a moose. This is from Colorado, and we decided I would do the moose story because I'm Canadian. I haven't mentioned it yet.
And you know
this
what?
show.
We've got an hour in and we've not mentioned it.
I know. So this is a good moose story. We've been getting a lot of stories about animals breaking into homes, breaking into places, and it continues, everyone. So a moose was rescued from a Colorado basement after a window well fall. So I've never heard of a window well, but apparently wildlife officials in Colorado came to the rescue of a moose that fell into a home's window well and ended up trapped in the house's basement. So I'm imagining it was some sort of well up top. The moose just fell through and then it just goes right into the house. So this wildlife Parks and Wildlife Rescue officer received the call 3:30 p.m. on a Monday, reporting that a moose was stuck in a basement of a Breckenridge home. So they arrived. They found the moose there. It was tricky. They tried to lure the moose out, but they realized the moose could not go back up the well.
Yep.
And there was stairs. There was no way to really just come up the stairs if you don't mind, moose. Turn right at the kitchen. No. So unfortunately, they did have to tranquilize the moose.
Oh no.
I know, and I was sad when I heard this. They also had to cut off the antlers so they could get it out of the house. Otherwise, they couldn't. But don't worry, everyone. That does not harm them because moose often they lose their antlers, they shed their antlers and grow more.
Yeah.
So really, they were just helping the moose along. But the moose was then released back into the wild. Everything worked out fine. But that's one heck of a morning. Waking up. Ooh, I hear something downstairs.
So, oh my god, there's somebody in the house.
There's
It's a giant moose.
It's a giant. And moose are incredibly large. Will, I'm assuming you've never stood close to a moose before.
That is a good assumption. Yeah, that's correct.
Yes. Now, I have because being from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Banff is a national park right by Calgary, and we have many moose there, many moose. But moose at certain times of the year, there are fermenting berries. And a lot of animals will eat these berries that are fermenting, and they kind of get drunk. And
I've
a
heard
little
about
drugged up.
this.
Yeah. So one time I was in Banff, and there was a moose standing in the middle of the road, and everyone was gathered around this moose because he looked kind of drunk, like he was staggering, and then he just stood there. So he was like, had he eaten all these fermented berries? I literally was able to get up right beside the moose. Like I'm talking within like 5 centimeters, which is actually really stupid and dangerous.
Yeah.
And, I could have been totally killed, but it was a thrilling experience. They are so big. Some moose can get to be the size of a minivan. Like they are
huge.
gigantic. Bigger than horses. You think a horse is no, a moose. And they're so large up top that you're like, how do you walk with that much weight and these tiny, long, skinny legs? Like it's fascinating. Moose are fascinating creatures.
I think I had listened to a story on NPR about this one specific moose somewhere that always used to eat these, like you said, like these like fermented apples. And he was drunk. He was just like staggering around town. And they had to call like the local, like even the police, but like the park rangers or whatever.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, Steve the drunk moose is at it again.
Yeah, he's found the apples.
Gotta
We
take
tried
him
to
home.
hide them.
He's on
Yeah.
the apples again.
It's like
Incredible.
your friend who likes a drink, right? There he goes again.
Apart from it's this giant moose the size of a minivan.
Morris the moose. Yeah. So
Incredible.
yeah, I mean, hey, if you're having a rough day, just be grateful that you don't have a moose in your basement, everyone. A moose in your basement. That's one thing you can do. Add it to your grateful list. I am grateful that I did not find a moose in my house today.
Moose in the Basement also happens to be the title of my new band. So look out for our new album, Fell Through the Ceiling, coming out soon. Okay, I've got one more story for you.
I love you. Yes. Okay. One more story.
We're in Ontario, Canada.
Yay!
And it's the people of a small town who woke up one day and they saw all of this white substance all over. They're like, oh, it's been snowing. Like cars were covered in it, and the like sidewalks were covered in it. I was like, oh, how nice, it's been snowing. No. It was soybean skins that had literally been raining down overnight because of like a malfunction at the like local soybean processing plant or whatever. And yeah, they were all over like people's cars. This whole neighborhood was like covered in soybean skins, which sounds really gross.
The husks of soybeans everywhere they went. And like everything was covered in soybean husks,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Although did you read about the plant and what they did? I mean, I thought it was sweet that they offered everyone, they gave them all free car washes.
I mean, you would
Like-
hope so because, yeah.
Yeah.
They said it didn't pose any. It wasn't like a health and safety risk. Like it wasn't going to harm anybody. It was just a bit annoying and weird. So yeah, everybody got a complimentary car wash, which is a good idea to wash all this. I mean, what a strange.
Yeah.
Just weird. Just
everywhere.
weird.
And it would be everywhere. I mean, you'd have to you'd nonstop sweep. It would you'd have soybean husks around for God knows how long everywhere.
I don't mean look at like I could be something much worse. Like at least they don't smell that bad, surely.
I hope not. We've never been in soybean husk territory, have we?
And you know what? Let's hope that I'm
Let's
okay
hope
with that.
never
If I never experience soybeans raining down from the sky, I'm okay with that. So
If
yeah.
you know what soybeans smell like, let us know here. Do
And
they
if you-
stink?
You know, if don't assume that things are just the lesson here is things aren't always what they first appear.
No.
If you think it's snow, it might be soybeans.
Might be soybean husks, everyone. So remember that. And that's it. Those are our news stories for the day, everyone. So there you
Incredible.
go. Keeping you up to date on ridiculous news. That's what we like to do here. Here on Backchannel on the Will and Allyson Good Morning Show. And again, Backchannel, this is the only place to listen, watch, and chat live with us, your hosts, right here on your Echo. We're very grateful to have people join us. For example, I just see Zach. Hello, Zach. This is your first time on Backchannel. We're delighted to have you. You can also head to backchannel.tv to chat with us on your phone that way. And by all means, please feel free to leave us a review. The more feedback we get, the more we can design a show the way you want it. Tim, I know you'll always want to keep in the 1-star movie review. I know you love the true and false. But yeah, let us know. Let us know what you like. Well, tell us what's going on. And leave us a review there. But now let's move on. We've got a lovely because it's an unofficial themed Friday show is what we're calling this. It's an unofficial themed Friday show on animals.
So today is National Dress Up Your Pet Day, which was started in 2009 by some celebrity pet person, and I just think it's a cute idea. So I just want to talk about pets all day because they're cute, and I'm a big animal lover.
Oh, and they really are. Look, as some of you know, I have Doug says he's recommended Backchannel to people. Doug, we're very grateful. Thank you very much for
Thanks,
doing
Doug.
that.
This
We
is
love.
why you're our favorite.
Well, Doug's an OG. He's been here from the beginning, so we're very grateful to have it. Doug says my mom tried to put a banana in our on our cat.
Bandana, yeah.
A bandana. Sorry, I thought banana. God, it's early in the morning. A bandana on our cat, and it got it off. Yeah, I
Yeah.
tried to do that with my little bear too, and he was not a big fan of it. He doesn't like to be dressed up.
You know what? Most cats, they're not. We talked about this. They're not a big fan, really. And I get it. I wouldn't want people putting stuff on me either.
Yeah, don't dress me up. Don't. And cats are very agile, so they can really get out of the costumes quite quickly too. With their dogs, they struggle a bit more. They have to stay in that costume for a little bit longer because they're like,
Yeah.
I don't have the dexterity. The cats got claws. They can rip things off. So yeah, but oh, so cute. So we are talking pets, and because it is National Dress Up Your Pet Day, we thought we'd do a little chat about celebrities and their pets.
If there's one thing I
Yes.
love, the best part about following celebrities on Instagram is when they post pictures of their pets, I think.
Yeah. And so let's find out a little bit about some celebrities and their fabulous pets. So there are some questions. Do you want to ask me, Will, and I'll see if I can come up with some answers?
Yeah, go for it. And this is a question, you know, if you listening at home, if you think you know the answer to these questions, get in touch. Give the word, say the name of your device, followed by the word say, and then whatever you think the answer to these questions are. Or, as Ali said, head to backchannel.tv. And you can get in touch with the chat that way. Chris Evans, very handsome Chris Evans, excellent actor. He's shared quite a few pictures of his dog on the socials. What do you think he's called? What do you think Chris Evans has named his dog?
I feel like Chris Evans would name his dog a classic, kind of a classic dog. So I'm going to go with something like a Buster. A Buster? How about Buster? I think that's nice.
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Thanks.
I'll tell you, you're close. It's Dodger.
Ooh, Dodger. Great dog name.
Gives me Oliver Twist vibes.
Yes.
Is that what he's called?
I think
Dodger
it is.
and Oliver Twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Doug agrees. Great name. Great name.
That's a good name.
What kind of dog is it that Chris Evans has? I don't even know. What is it?
I don't know either. But I'm picturing something like maybe like a pit bull or
I was going to say pit bull. Yeah. Oh, Doug says, what about Scooby? Also an excellent dog name. Classic name.
Whilst we're talking about pets, I used to work with a guy who had a young boy. I think he was like 8 or something. His kid, not the guy I used to work with. I didn't work with an 8-year-old. He had 3 goldfish that were called Harry, Ron, and Pell. No Hermione. No Hermione. Wasn't interested in Hermione.
Didn't care about that one.
Harry, Ron, and Pele.
Oh, that's cute. One with a Harry Potter theme.
Yeah, 2/3 of a Harry Potter theme. I like the idea that if you've got 3 of something, you give them like
names that go together.
Names. Yeah, I think so.
I had a boyfriend many years ago. I have one now too, but I've had a few throughout my life because I am 287 years old.
Of course.
And we got 3 fish and we named them. Are you ready for this?
Tell me.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Wait.
Pretty good name.
How many fish was that?
3.
So what was called Hootie? What was called And? What was called And the?
No, we just went Hootie and the other 2 Blowfish. Hootie and the Blowfish. So there's Blowfish 1, Blowfish 2. So we called a Hootie. You have 2 boyfriends? Not currently. At least I'm not going to say that out loud because the one I live with would be very upset. But yes, I have had more than 2 boyfriends throughout my life. I know.
Wow. That's how you stay looking so youthful, Allyson, is by stealing the youth of your exes.
I do. All right, another question. Let me ask me another question. Yeah.
Who? Okay, and I need to think about everything that we've talked about in the show so far in the past hour.
Okay.
Which celebrity has a puppy named Minnie Pearl? Which celebrity has a puppy called Minnie Pearl?
Well, a person I could see naming her dog Minnie, and we were talking about Legally Blonde. I'm going to go with good old Reese Witherspoon. Does she have?
It was Reese Witherspoon.
Yes!
Now, in my head, and this is 100% just, I've just made this up, it's the Chihuahua from the salon chair.
I want it to be, yeah.
But it's not.
It's not. What dog is it? Do we know what kind of dog it is?
It's a French bulldog.
Cute.
Very
French
cute.
bulldog.
Massive ears.
Yeah. Yeah. French bulldogs are very cute, but let me tell you this. When they're babies, they fart a lot. Just so you know, everyone. Yeah, they got a lot of toots in them. Yeah. Yeah. They got toots in them. They do. Because I know this because when we went to get our little Pomeranian, the woman also had some French bulldogs. So in one little section of her home, she had the little Pomeranians. There was 5 little Pomeranians. Oh, and then on the other side, there was a little home of 7. And you would lean over to look at the French bulldogs and the smell.
No way.
Yeah, because they're tooters. There wasn't poo in there, but they toot all the time.
They'd just be farting.
Little tooters.
You know what? Yeah. Can't blame them for that.
French bulldogs. We have another first-time listener. Hello, Wolf. Very nice that you've joined us here on Backchannel. We are just chatting about celebrities and their pets because it is National Dress Up Your Pet Day. So, Wolf, if you've got a pet, by the way, Wolf, great name. Maybe you are a pet. I don't know. What are you dressed up as? But we are talking about them. Do you have another pet question for me about celebrities? Let me see if I can guess some more celebrity pet info.
Okay. Who do you think? Oh, Tom Holland, big in the news right now. Very handsome Tom Holland. Spider-Man, all the good thing. What do you think Tom Holland's dog's called?
Oh, Tom Holland's dog. I'm gonna say. See, I'm such a classic. I could see Tom naming his dog something like a human name. Is his dog's name Bill?
It's a girl's name.
Oh, Tom and Daisy, Tom and Dora, Tom and Daphne.
Yeah, okay. It's Tessa.
Tessa, Tom and
Yeah.
Tessa. Oh, that's so cute.
It's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, which they kind of have a bit of a reputation, I think, for being like a little bit mean and aggressive. And Tom Holland said that he wanted to get a Staffordshire Bull Terrier to kind of destigmatize that and show how cute and friendly and cuddly they can be.
They are.
Which I love. So last night I was very lucky. I got to hang out with Hal Rudnick, who does Your Pal Hal later in the show, and I was telling him all about Yorkshire, which is where I live, and some things that Yorkshire are famous for, including our dogs, Yorkshire Terriers.
Yorkshire Terriers, cute as pie,
Very
little
cute.
Yorkies. Yes. I almost went and got a little mini Yorkie. I was thinking about getting a little Yorkie, but then I fell in love with my bear. But Yorkies were definitely up there.
So how did you decide on the name Bear? How did you choose Bear?
We just looked at him.
I mean
he
the
just-
name. How did you choose the name?
We just looked at him.
Oh, you just looked at him.
And he looked like actually, to be honest, now that I look at him, I'm like, we probably should have called him like Foxy or something like that. Because he looks a little bit like a fox. He's got a little
He's got that.
hedgehoggy, foxy
Yeah.
nose. Yeah, he's a cutie. But just the mane and the color of him when we first got him, he just looked like a little tiny bear. So we just called him Bear. We're very creative.
He's got that fluffiness and the color is very bad.
Yeah.
I've found on my phone, on my notes app, a list of dog names that I've just come up with over the years. I've not updated it in quite a long time, in over a year. I guess they could be for any pets. So I think, Ali, I'd like you to kind of review these pet names that I've come up with.
I'm ready.
So the first one on the list, and this very much sets out a theme for the list. Imagine a white cat, an all-white cat, mozzarella. Mozzie for short.
I think that's great.
An all-white
Mozzarella,
cat.
Mozzie. Yep, I'm
Mozzie for
into it.
short.
Yeah,
Okay,
I love
good.
that.
So second one, I'm thinking like something small. I'm really rubbish with dog breed, so you're gonna have to give me maybe something like a dachshund, a casserole.
A little wiener dog called Casserole.
Called casserole. Don't you think that'd be cute?
Oh, a casserole, a little roll. Yeah, I like that. I do. I think that's
Hey,
cute.
casserole. Okay.
Cassie, you could call it Cat if it was a girl. Cassie for short.
Cassie for short.
What's Cassie? Casserole. Yeah.
What's that
Cassie.
short for? It's short for casserole. I
Very
love
cute.
that.
Very cute.
Okay, and then something like, I don't know, cheddar.
Yeah, cheddar. Cheddar would be for. I mean, I guess I'm thinking of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, where it's a corgi and
It's a corgi.
a little
Yeah.
corgi named
That's a
Cheddar,
good
or
one.
or any kind of like cheddar here is white though. Cheddar in Canada is often orange, so I was gonna say an orange cat. You could call it cheddar.
Yeah. Or goldfish.
Yes,
You could have like a bunch of goldfish and just call them all cheddar.
love it. Cheddar
I
one,
like
cheddar
that.
two, cheddar three.
Yeah.
Yeah, love
Okay,
it.
so last one, and again, I think another great one for my second all-white kitten, Marshmallow.
Love it. I love the idea of marshmallow for a little
Mozzarella
white
and
cat.
Marshmallow.
Mozzarella and marshmallow. Yeah, I also see a bunny being a white bunny. You could call it marshmallow. I think that's cute because they're puffy and yes.
A plain white bunny called Marshmallow. That's cute.
I love all those names. My friend, I think I told you this before, had a dachshund, a little mini, but he was like stretched, so he was black and he was kind of like a long little wiener dog, and they called him Limo, short for limousine, little black
That's
limo.
cute. Yeah, I like
so
that.
cute. But I love your names, Will. You need to get
yeah.
a white cat now.
Called Mozzarella or Mozzie for short.
Motzi.
It needs
I
to
love
happen.
it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Let me give you another celebrity one.
Okay.
Taylor Swift. She's got a cat. What do you think Taylor Swift's cat is called?
I think Taylor Swift's cat would be called. Well, it's got to be something about heartbreak, right? So Taylor Swift's cat would be called. What would we call it?
Disappointment.
Disappointment.
Left at the altar.
Shady.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Or maybe she just wants like a pal. So maybe again the cat's name is an animal name, or I mean a human name. So like Sandra. I don't know. Sandra the cat.
Yeah,
is
you're kind of barking
Sandy?
up the right tree, if you'll excuse the pun. It's Olivia Benson.
Oh, that's definitely a human name, Olivia Benson.
Yeah. Olivia Benson is a fictional character on the NBC police procedural drama Law and Order.
Hi, Olivia. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Olivia Benson. Oh, that's quite a name. I don't know if I'd name my animal after something from Law and Order. Oh, Doug says Taylor Swift
Whoa.
has 3 cats.
That's
Will.
good Taylor Swift knowledge.
Doug, quick on that. He was like, hang on. Don't talk about just the one. There's more than Olivia Benson. Who else is there?
Okay, well, I googled Taylor Swift cats, and now all I'm getting is pictures of Taylor Swift in the movie Cats.
Cats, of course you are. Which, now let's get into this. This is interesting. So Taylor Swift was in the Broadway major, well, not Broadway, major motion picture version of the Broadway musical Cats. And, it's no secret that Cats wasn't, I don't think it was the vision that everyone had hoped it would be.
It was not well received.
It was not well received. Even Andrew Lloyd Webber, okay, not a big fan of the movie, which you would hope that the man who created the musical would be a big fan. But he said the only good thing about Cats was writing a song with Taylor Swift. Literally, the one thing he said he enjoyed out of it was working with Taylor Swift and creating a song.
Well, that's nice. We'll take that.
That's a good credit for Taylor Swift, right? She's like, oh, well, thank you. I loved working with you as well, Andy, because I imagine that's what she...
Yeah, they're on like a pally first name basis.
He calls her Tay-Tay, she calls him Andy, and they
go and have brunch together, yeah.
They do have brunch, and they talk about Olivia Benson, and yeah.
Okay, so Doug, you're absolutely correct. So thank you for setting me on the right path.
Yes, Doug.
Taylor's, and as we've discovered, I love a theme. So Taylor Swift cats are called Meredith Grey, after the from Grey's, who's a character on Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Olivia Benson.
Yeah.
From Law and Order, and Benjamin Button after Benjamin Button.
Benjamin Button. Well, look at that. We got all 3 cats. Doug, thank you so much for your Tay-Tay Swift cat info. That's great. 3 cats. I love that she goes with a theme and name them all after movie or TV characters. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I love it. If you have any great names for pets, please share. Let us know. Get involved. Backchannel is the only channel where you can talk live with us, your hosts. There's a few ways of doing that. Will, tell the people, how can they get involved with us?
Oh my goodness. Okay. It's incredible. This is brand new. Nobody's ever doing this before. So if you are watching us, if you can see me and Allyson hanging out, if you can see me go out of focus, then that means that you're watching on an Echo show. And if that's the case, what you need to do is say the name of your device, which we're not going to say because she's going to start kicking off. She might turn your lights off. She might put your coffee maker. I don't know. So I'm going to call her Mozzarella. Say Mozzarella, and then the magic word is say. So Mozzarella, say, Will, you look very handsome today. Mozzarella, say, I think a great name for a cat is Marshmallow. Whatever you want to say. If you're not watching on an Echo show, if you're watching on an audio-only device, or if you're watching on YouTube or on Twitter, you can go to backchannel.tv, and it's so easy to join in the chat. That way, we'd love to hear from you. And whilst you're there, you can even leave us a review, which we would just love.
Please do. Our regulars, thank you so much for the reviews you have left. But if you haven't, please pop on and let us know what you like. Maybe segments you want to hear from us. Give us a little feedback because we really want to tailor it to you. I mean, we have our regulars, but we also have other people joining all the time. I see that we just had Marnie from Florida join us. Hello, Marnie. Today is National Dress Up Your Pet Day. Didn't know if you know that. If you've got a pet, go get a costume. Dress it on up. Doug has said, how do you do that to a talk show host? I think I want to do it. Oh, Doug wants to be a back channel talk show host. Well, Doug, give us a review. Leave us some feedback. We'll see what's out there. If there's any jobs coming up, we'll keep you.
You'll be the first to know.
We'll keep you in the loop. You're an OG, Doug. So
Ali, did you know that once we're talking about pets,
Yes.
did you know that it's illegal to have a pet ferret in the United States?
Now I love this. We have a list of illegal pets, and I did not know ferrets were illegal. So we're going to talk about some top illegal pets in some places in the United States, and I was unaware that ferrets are illegal in certain states.
So it's illegal to own a ferret in California, Hawaii, and some individual cities like Washington and New York City, because it's gonna mess things up in your ecosystem of that place, and you don't want
They
that.
can't have them in. They can't have them in. Also, ferrets. I don't know if anyone knows this, but ferrets are they are related to skunks. They are of the skunk family. So ferrets have a smelly pouch that have to be removed from them if you want to keep a ferret. I know that because when I was a child, I had a babysitter who had ferrets because in Canada, they're legal. So we had ferrets. They're not the most cuddly. I mean, maybe there are some ferrets out there that are great, but I was always afraid of being bitten by the ferrets. I will not lie to you because ferrets were used for hunting back in the day, actually, because they would go into they'd go into hutches or they'd go into holes and get animals to run out because
I didn't know that.
they're little skinny, slippery guys, these ferrets. So yeah, illegal to ferrets. What else? What are some other illegal pets? Hedgehogs. Hedgehogs are illegal to have in some states, which because they're endangered, aren't they? Hedgehogs becoming endangered. Yeah.
But they're always telling us to look after the hedgehogs here. If you see a hedgehog, then yeah. But again, I'd be more inclined to keep a hedgehog as a pet than a ferret. But even then.
100%. And see, when I look at the hedgehog, we have a picture of a hedgehog. His little nose looks like my bear's nose. That's why I'm like, my little baby bear always has a hedgehoggy nose. Doug, you babysat a hedgehog once. Oh, that's so sweet. Babysitting a hedgehog. You put it to bed by 8. You didn't let it eat a lot of chips or pop. You made it
ice cream, that kind of thing. Marnie said I always think ferrets are like furry worms, which I can see that, and it's not. It's
100%. That is an accurate description of a ferret because they are long and wriggly.
It's not helping me warm up to ferrets.
No. Did you ever see some people who had ferrets? They would give them baths, put them in the bath because ferrets are also very good swimmers, so they would swim around. They look like long otters, is what they look like.
Oh my god! This one time we went to like your very typical English country fair.
Yeah.
Okay. And they had ferret racing. So they didn't like ride them. They and it was imagine it's like a series of tubes, but it's a bit like an obstacle course. So they had to like go over the seesaw and then like round some things and then through the tubes. And the first one to come out at the other end was the winner.
Look at that. And were they good? Did they stay on course? Did they?
Some of them just like got halfway through and were like, I'm over this.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. You can't make me do it. Yeah. Ferrets are they're independent creatures. They're their own bosses. Ferrets.
Mm-hmm.
Other illegal pets. I'm not surprised by this. Monkeys.
Yeah.
There are some states, including illegal to own monkeys in 19 states: California, Colorado, Connecticut, Georgia, Kentucky. I could read a lot, but quite a few states it is illegal to have monkeys. I think that's a good thing. Everyone thinks getting a monkey for a pet is a great idea. I'm just saying they throw poo. That's I just want you to. They have hands.
Messy, loud, opposable thumbs. It's not.
Yeah, and whenever I see someone with a monkey in a diaper, I find that's weird. It's gross to me. And that poor monkey is not. They weren't born to be put in diapers. They just Doug says alligators. Yeah, I think some alligators or crocodiles are illegal in some states, which is probably a good thing.
And I would say, out of all of the things that we've talked about so far, alligators, the least cuddly.
Yeah, alligators are illegal. Yes, absolutely illegal. The least cuddly. Pretty dangerous.
Kind of the number one thing I'm looking for out of my pet is like companionship and cuddliness. Yeah. And I don't think I'm going to be getting either of those things from my pet alligator.
No, I don't need a weapon for a pet. That is not, I don't need my pet to be a weapon. Absolutely not. Let's see, what else? Bengal tigers in some places, absolutely, which is a good thing after we have learned so much about tigers from Tiger King and other various shows.
Yeah.
I think we can see that they are not meant to be domesticated animals. And I always feel so bad for them. I don't even care how big the environment they live in. They need to be out in the wild.
Yeah,
You know?
hunting, running around.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'll give you one more. A last illegal pet. Doug said raccoons. Raccoons are illegal. Yeah, trash pandas. Not
Trash
interested.
pandas.
Also
Yeah.
zebras. Zebras, not allowed to keep them as pets.
You can't keep a zebra. Isn't that wild? I'm not surprised by that.
No.
I think that's a good thing. Zebras.
I think a little bit more cuddly than an alligator, but equally as bad company.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
Horses are really about themselves, let's be honest. So I'm sure
Yeah.
zebras
And
are
it's-
they're a real snooty horse is what a zebra is, right?
Oh, look
They're
at me
a
and my
real
stripes. All right, we get it. You're fashionable.
Yeah,
Goodness. Or you've got style.
exactly. Look at your monochromatic style, you
Yeah.
zebras.
Cool.
Interesting fact about zebras. I think I read this on some of the notes you sent in. Did you know that zebras being black and white, that is a natural bug reflector
Yeah.
deterrent? And some places, was it in, I forget, India or where it was, but they paint cows black and white. Yeah, they paint the
Wow.
cows black and white so the flies stay off the cows because it is a natural bug repellent.
That's so interesting.
I know. So the
Wow.
next time
Every
you go
day-
camping, everyone, just take some black and white paint.
Yeah. Go for
Paint
it.
yourself up.
Every day is a learning day here on the Hayley and Allyson show with producer Will or Professor Will.
It really, a Professor Will, as my mom likes to say.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is. So there we go. Illegal pets, everyone. Just so you know, if you had dreams of keeping a zebra, it's not happening, everyone. It's not
If you go
happening.
to Petco and they've got some alligators, no.
No, they shouldn't. And you should not go to that Petco anymore. That is
Yes.
a dangerous Petco to be going to.
Sounds dangerous.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous. Well, okay. So I think it's about that time. It's about the time we're gonna play a game now. This is the game that pretty much I think everyone shows up for. This is our true and false. And is it
And false.
false? Is it competitive with you and I? Are we competitive people?
I don't think so.
See, Hayley has made this a very competitive thing between
She's a
the two
very
of us.
competitive person.
She likes to win. She's a winner, baby, and I appreciate. She's taught me how to be a bit more aggressive with my true and false competitive skills. But if this is your first time joining us, like I said, this is the easiest game to get involved with. It is true and false. There are one of two answers you can go with. Please get involved. This true and false is about animals because it is National Dress Up Your Pet Day. So we've stuck with an animal theme. Do get involved. I am not the best at true and false. How are your true and false skills, Will? Are you
Okay, Allyson, here's the thing.
yes.
Is that as the producer of the show, I am the person who kind of puts all the questions together.
Yeah.
So I have seen all the questions and all the answers.
And the answers. So
But you know what? I'm going to play fair. I'm not going to look at them. My memory's not great. I put this feature together
Yep.
last night. It got pretty late.
Yep.
So my memory's not the best, and I promise to play it as fair as I can do.
I appreciate that. We and I like your honesty as well. I like your honesty. This is mainly for me and the people out there, but will be playing. So
Yes.
help me is what you need to do. Essentially, I am the person who needs help. So if you think you have an answer, like Will has told you before, please get involved. If you have an audio only device, just say your device's name and then give me the answer, true or false. Or if you have on your phone, you can go to backchannel.tv and type in your answer there. Let us know, true or false. Any way you can, just get involved and help me out. Doug says he'll produce today's questions. Oh, you're sweet, Doug. You're sweet to want to pull out the questions. You know what we should do, maybe, Doug? Give us some suggestions of true and false you would like to see in the future, right?
Yeah, some themes. I like a good themed true or false.
You can always send Will some questions. He would love to know the questions.
Okay.
But again, go to backchannel.tv. Leave us a review. Let us know what you want us to talk about, Doug, in
Yeah,
true and
good
false,
one.
and we can do that. So without
Okay.
further ado, let's get into true and false. So Will, I'm going to let you ask me the first question. So here we
Okay,
go.
here we go. Sea otters have favorite rocks that they use to crack open their food.
Oh, now I'm quite confident I know the answer to this as I have watched a lot of specials involving sea otters. They're amazing animals.
They're very cute.
I definitely feel this is true. But if there is anyone out there that maybe you have more sea otter information, but I do believe sea otters were one of the first animals to really use tools, and rocks was
They're
the
so
first
smart.
tools. They are so smart and so cute. Do you know, I think otters also, I believe it is otters, when they're floating in the water, they hold each other's hands so they don't float away from each other so they can sleep and stay. Isn't that adorable? Aw. But
So
otters.
cute.
So do sea otters have favorite rocks that they use to crack open their food? Yeah. Doug is saying true. Tim says true. I absolutely as well. I believe it's true. We're going to go with true.
Amazing. Well, true. You're off to a good start. True is, in fact, the correct answer. Apparently, they even store these rocks in baggy pockets of loose skin under their arms, which sounds gross.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Marty just jumped in too and said, yeah, true. They usually keep that rock for a really long time. So they have little skin pockets and they tuck in their favorite rocks.
Amazing.
That's cute. I mean, the idea of a skin pocket. But
yeah, I don't love the word skin pocket.
But
But
the
you
fact
know
they
what?
wanna
If you find a
keep
good
it.
tool, it's like having a favorite pen. You got to hang on to it.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's adorable. Marnie, thank you for letting us know that. All right, let's move on. Question number 2. All
Okay,
right,
hit
should
me.
I ask you? Okay. Cows have best friends. Is that true or is that false? That cows have best friends.
You know, I think of all the things that are on the list of, if there was a list of things that cows are concerned about, it's like eating grass, having 4 stomachs. There's like an urban myth here in the UK where if you, I don't know, maybe this is a worldwide thing. If you drive past a field of cows and they're all laying down, that means it's going to rain.
Ah.
The idea being that they're like trying to keep the patch of grass that they're laying on dry so they can eat it when the rain stops.
Oh my gosh,
I
I
don't know.
did not.
Yeah, have you not heard that before? I don't know. I don't know if it's true.
That's amazing though, but I think that's a really, I'm going to find out because I, again, being from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, we're known for our steaks. Like it's like Aberdeen beef. Alberta
Oh, yeah.
beef is
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah. So everywhere you go, you see cows. In the UK, you see a lot of like sheep, but every time you see sheep in the UK, just imagine cows. It's all cows. So I did not know that. That's very interesting. Tim has said, I've heard too about cows lying down. Yeah. So
Means it's going to rain. Which, let's be honest, it's most of the time. They're usually lying down. It's usually raining. It's England. We're talking about people.
just it's what it is. But do they have best friends? True or false, Will? What do you think?
Doug says, yes, they do have best friends. I just don't think they're concerned about their like social status. I don't think they're worried about what the other friends think. So I'm gonna go with false. I don't think they're bothered. I don't think they're interested.
You're gonna look at now. Okay, so I'm taking your false answer because you obviously
Okay.
did not see what Doug just wrote. He looked it up and
Oh,
can
no.
confirm.
I looked
It's
it up.
true.
It's just true.
Yes, and it is true. Cows do have best friends. When cows go out to the pasture to graze or rest, they tend to do it with a cow friend. Oh, scientists have found that they get sad when they're separated.
Wow, that's
Oh, that's adorable. The last thing
Wow.
I want to think about is like a little tear coming out of like a Jersey cow's eyes, the big eyelashes with a little tear.
Yeah.
Where's my best friend?
cute. Just my friends.
So cute. All right, well, they do have best friends. I love that. I think cows
Amazing.
are great.
What's a good
I'm
name
gonna-
for a pet cow? Which leads to sour milk. Tim.
Ah,
You're funny.
Tim, come on, killing it. You're killing it.
Sour milk.
If I had a cow, I'd name it Jody because that's my best friend's name. So I would name my cow Jody.
I don't know how Jody would feel about that. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another question for you, Ali.
Okay.
Dogs sneeze when they're playing to show that they're not having fun and that they want to stop.
I believe this is true only because sometimes when I pet my puppy for a long time, eventually
Yeah.
he'll sneeze and that declares it's over. We're done with that now.
Playtime is done.
Yeah, his sneeze will be like, or sometimes he sneezes to be like, I need something. Come on. So I believe that is true. Yeah,
Wow.
he's a sneezer. So I do believe that dogs sneeze when they're playing to show that they're not having fun and they want to stop or they want to switch it up. Are there any dog experts? Tim, I think that's a trick question, and that they sneeze when they're having fun. Ooh,
Maybe it's
isn't
like
that
a
interesting?
like, you know how if you get tickled and you start laughing, maybe it's
Yeah.
like that. Maybe when they're having so much fun, they start sneezing.
Oh, maybe that's it. And he's like, please keep going, keep going. Okay, so Tim, I appreciate it. I think they sneeze when they're having fun. I'm gonna go. Okay, so dogs
What do you
sneeze when they're
think?
playing to show that. I'm gonna go with true, only because Tim, my dog sneezes when he wants the pets to stop. When Bear is done with the pets, he sneezes as an indication that it's over. Doug says he confirms is true. Oh, yeah, the dogs know when they're playing. Yeah, I'm going to go with true. I'm going with true. I do think dogs sneeze when they're playing to show that they're not having fun and want to stop. Yes,
Okay,
true.
well, I think you should have listened to Tim because it
Oh,
is
no.
false.
Oh,
And
no.
dogs, in fact, sneeze when they're playing because they're having lots of fun. And you'll never guess what they called this phenomenon
What?
that about dogs sneezing when they're playing. It's called play sneezing.
Play
Very,
sneezing.
very creative name.
So when he sneezes, he wants more of whatever we're
like-
doing.
It's like, give me more, Ellie. Give me more belly scratches or ear scratches or whatever he's into.
Well, when I get off of this job, I'm going to tell my boyfriend that so we know that sneezes no longer indicate ended. It means keep it going.
Every day is a learning day here on the Hayley
goodness.
Nelson Show.
I feel like a real failed doggy mom right now. All this time I've been stopping playing when he's like, I just keep rubbing my belly. Well, thank you. And I'm sorry I didn't listen to you, Tim. But Doug, thank you for getting involved with me and backing me in my wrong answer. You and me, Doug. Look at us, the fools that we are. Achoo, achoo. All right, let's move on. So I have a question now for you, Will.
Okay, lay it on me.
Cheetahs roar just like all big cats do. Cheetahs roar just like all big cats do. Is that true or is it false?
I have no reason to believe why it would be false. Cheetahs roar.
Cheetahs roar.
I've never heard a cheetah roar, but I've never met a cheetah.
This is true.
So, but why is it that only big cats roar? Like lions roar?
Mm-hmm.
But are lions really the only ones that I can think of that roar? Like what cheetahs roar just like all big cats do.
Do tigers roar? Have we heard tigers roar before?
I think tigers. Yeah, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I'm leaning towards true. If you think otherwise, be sure to let me know. The command to give to your
Yes.
device is the word. The magic word is say. So your device name followed by the word say, or go to backchannel.tv if you're listening on an audio only device. I'm leaning towards true. Cheetahs do roar just like all big cats.
If you are a cheetah expert out there, please let us know. Put down your cheetah. Let us know by getting involved and tell us. Do you think it? Doug says false. He doesn't think they
Yeah.
roar. Okay,
Tim
like all
says-
big cats. Yeah,
I'm not sure. I think cheetahs would just run away really fast.
this is true because they are quick running animals.
It's better to it's gonna do you more good running away than roaring at something.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I'm gonna stick with my gut. I'm gonna go with what my gut's telling me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with true.
You're gonna go with true.
That's what I
All
said.
right.
I think cheetahs roar.
Okay. So you believe that cheetahs roar. You should have listened to Doug and Tim.
Oh,
It is
man.
false. Well, Tim just said they run away, but yes, it is false. They may be super fast, but unlike other big cats, cheetahs can't roar or climb trees for that matter, as a
What?
side note. Yeah. Yeah. Instead, they just chirp and purr, just like your cat. Yeah.
That's so cute. I want to
Um,
pet cheetah.
They're, yeah. I mean, They're very fast. I bet you they're
Yeah.
very muscly. But yeah, no, they don't. They don't roar. And interesting cat fact. Here we go. As we know, I have a lot of cat information. Cats, okay, if they're in the wild, like just cats, let's say we didn't domesticate them, they do not meow. The only reason they meow is when they're babies to say, I want food. But then later on, if we had just left them in the wild, they would not meow. Cats only meow because we talk. And cats realize that if they meow, they are communicating back to us. Otherwise, they would not meow.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's
That
because
is
we've
so
domesticated
interesting.
them. Yeah.
They try to like
Otherwise-
mimic us.
Yeah.
I wonder what it is they think they're saying.
Yeah. They're just
To be
like,
fair,
feed me.
yeah.
It's always food related with cats. Feed me.
It's like talking to my mother. That's what she sounds like.
Feed me.
I
could
Tim
be
said I
your
would
mother.
not like to encounter a cheetah to make sure if that's true. Me
Yeah.
neither, Tim. I'm not trying to fact check that by hanging out with some cheetahs. I'd like to keep all my arms and legs. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Okay.
we got to go to a zoo one day, Will. We got to go to a zoo one day. I
Stop it.
love zoos. Well, I don't love zoos because the animals are confined and that's awful. But I do just like seeing animals. so-
We'll go to Chester Zoo's a great zoo.
Is it?
Yeah.
I would love
You've
to go
not
to
been to Chester Zoo?
I've not been to Chester Zoo. You
We're
mean
going-
Hayley?
we're going
We
on
should do a day
expenses.
out. She could bring her child. We could do like a zoo day. That would be so fun.
Let's do the show from the cheetah exhibit.
Could you imagine? We should
Wow.
talk to the zoo. I wonder if there's anyone who has connections to the Chester Zoo.
I'll call my people at the zoo. Ali,
Okay.
do baby elephants suck on their trunks just like human babies suck on their thumbs?
Ooh.
Baby elephants suck on their trunks just like human babies suck on their thumbs.
Is that true or is that false? Goodness. Well, I am my initial instinct, my gut says true. I could see them sucking on their trunk just like because they're probably learning because that's how they drink, right? They pick up water and then they
Sure.
put it in their mouth. So maybe that's what they're doing. They're learning, you know. But also I wonder if it's a soothing thing, a self-nurturing thing. Oh, my dog's getting involved. He is like
got opinions.
he's not sneezing though, so he's not happy. I feel like baby elephants do suck on their trunks. What do you think? Anyone out there? Doug, Tim, we have some other listeners. Nathan, I mean, get involved. Does anyone know anything about elephants? In the cartoon Dumbo, do we see Dumbo sucking on his trunk?
Have you seen that video that goes around online of it's some people that are on like a safari or something, and the elephant picks up the hat of the guy who's like stood near and like pretends to eat it, but then just like gives it back. He just like puts it back on his head, like a little prankster.
There, there's your hat back. Oh my
Oh,
god,
I've eaten your hat. Oh no, I'm just
cute.
playing. I just pranked you.
that's so cute.
Baby elephants suck on their trunks just like human babies suck on their thumbs.
So I said I think it's true. Doug has joined me and said yes, yeah. So he thinks it's true as well. We
I
do
don't know
think
if like is it true or do we just want it to be true because it's cute? That's the real question.
I want it to be true because I think it's cute, but also I could see actual factual reasons as to why they do suck on their trunks like babies suck on their thumbs. So I feel like I'm gonna go with Doug, and I mean Tim. No, you have not verified it. Okay, I like that Doug has not Googled it. He is saying he's going on instinct. Me too, Doug. I feel like yes. We haven't heard from Tim yet. Tim, do you have any input? I'll stall for a minute. I am really leaning towards true. I feel like it's true. So I think I'm going to move on to true. Yeah, I think it's true. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Will.
Well, Ali, you're absolutely right, and your logic is sound as well, because not only is it true, but sucking on their trunks helps them relax, just like it does for human babies, sucking
Yeah.
on their thumbs. But it also helps them learn how to feed from their mums, and just like how to use their trunks in general.
Oh my goodness. I feel like I should be a zoologist, everyone, because I, from my own instincts, have figured some things out. Oh, that's so exciting. Yay, yay, yay. Look, I know we're getting to the end of the show, but we've had a bunch of people join in. Should we do one more true or false question?
Let's do one more true or false. Thank you so much for joining. If you're new here, welcome. We'd love for you to get involved with true or false. It's the best part of the show to engage with. If you're watching on an Echo show, you just need to say the name of your device followed by the word say, and then whatever you'd like to tell us. Or if you're listening on an audio-only device, which I can see quite a few of you are, if you head to backchannel.tv on your phone or your computer or your tablet, you can join in the chat that way, and we'd love to hear from you.
We absolutely would. Those of you, we see Chanel has joined us. Hi, Chanel. You've been here before, but we have some new listeners. Addie has just joined us. Hello, Addie. Welcome to our competitive true and false animal-themed game today. And we're going to go down to our last question. So, although it's the last one, you still have a chance to get involved. So, Will, are you ready?
I'm
are
ready.
you ready for your... And I like this. So I'm going to ask, rats are ticklish. Is that true or is that false? That rats are ticklish.
Can I tell you a little personal story?
You absolutely
Allyson?
can.
I had a little bit of a crush on this boy, and he was telling me about this date that he went on, and I was getting a bit jealous. I was like, "Oh, why are you telling me about this? Like, I don't want to hear about the dates that you go on." And then he told me that the date that he'd been on, he had 2 pet rats, and I was like, "That's a bit weird. Why are you choosing to go on a date with him, who's got 2 pet rats, and not with me?" But anyway, are rats ticklish? That is the question at hand. I mean, obviously, like lab, we use rats in like experiments and stuff. But is that because they're ticklish? Would they like? I mean, they're only small, so like a feather duster or something like that. Would they like?
Yeah.
Would they laugh like you? Tickle
Who's a cute rat? Who's a cute rat? Tickling the rat. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know if cute is a word I would use to describe a rat.
I know.
I'm leaning towards false, just because I don't think they have that. I think we're giving rats too much credit.
Are
I don't
we?
think they're capable of being ticklish. I don't know.
Ticklish.
Although, do they have a lot of nerve endings? I don't know.
I mean,
If
maybe.
if you're a rat expert, then that's kind of weird.
Let us know.
But also let me know by saying to your device the word say followed by true or false, or going to backchannel.tv. I'm going to go with false. I don't think that rats are ticklish.
You don't think they're ticklish. Okay, so you're saying false. Unfortunately, Will, it is true. Rats are ticklish.
Oh my goodness.
No idea. So it turns out that rats have a ticklish spot. They make a lot of squeaking sounds. Rats laugh when you tickle them there.
No, that's creepy. I don't want to experience that. Tim got it right. Tim said true. They seem to have human traits, which is absolutely correct.
Which is probably why they are the animal that we test things with, because they have a lot of human traits.
Like that episode of The Simpsons where Lisa uses Bart and rats as the subjects in her experiment.
See what goes on.
Amazing. So I didn't do very well in True or False today, Ali.
That's okay. And you even made the questions up. But I love you, Will. I love you, because I know you just gather information sometimes and then go do with it what you will, ladies.
It's not my problem anymore.
So there we are, competitive true and false. I won today. Thank you very much, Tim and Doug and everyone who got involved with true and false. And you can join us every weekday, and we will always play true and false at the end of the show. It is our favorite game to play.
It is.
And we are so grateful that we've had you all with us today. But before we go, I mean, we've had quite a day. We've talked about a lot of animal themes. We've had news stories. We've talked about celebrities and their animals. Today is National Dress Up Your Animal Day. But we always like to end the show with a little fun fact. We like to have a little fun fact that you can take this with you throughout the day. You can share it if you listen to some of the other shows, because Backchannel does have shows all day long here, 12 hours of programming now. So we've got, after us, we've got 8 to 10, we've got Liv Harrison with Live Every Day. Then we've got 10 to 12, Jem and Renee, a new show. Please check that out. 12 to 2, we have the Anthony Davis Show. 2 to 4, we have Hal, your pal Hal with Hal Rudnick. And 4 to 6, we have Mario Smith. You can get involved with all of us. But the fact that you can take away for today that you can possibly share with the host later on, or with anyone you bump into throughout your life today, because everyone's interested in animal facts. Our interesting fun fact of the day, everyone, is, did you know what this is what Miss Piggy and Yoda have in common? Okay, here we go. Miss Piggy and Yoda
Okay.
Yoda count as an animal? We're going to count him as an animal.
Sure. I can't
Alex-
think very much. I can't think they would have very much in common. Very different
No.
lifestyles.
Yeah, very different lifestyles. They're very different lifestyles, but they do. They were both voiced by the same person. Believe it or not.
Oh,
I
my
can't believe that.
goodness.
Miss Piggy and Yoda, they were both voiced by the same person, puppeteer Frank Oz. Everyone.
Whoa.
Frank Oz with the voice of Miss Piggy. That's a horrible Miss Piggy imitation, but I did try. So there you go, everyone. You can walk
Believe
around.
it, I can't.
There you go. You know that Frank Oz voiced both those characters. Funny enough, you wouldn't believe it, but Will actually does the voices of both Hayley and I. We are both puppets, and Will is our puppeteer.
Ultimate puppeteer. I was gonna do today's show in a blonde wig because Hayley wasn't here, but I decided against it at the last second.
Well, I think we all want you to have a blonde wig in the future. Listen, thank you so much, all of you who join us all the time, and for the newbies who have joined us. We're so grateful to have you. Have a great weekend. We cannot wait to join up with you again on Monday morning when our third party will be back, Hayley Ellis. But until then, Will and I, we would like to wish you a lovely, lovely weekend, everyone.
Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.